Arizona Cardinals. Their story starts way back in 1898 in Chicago, not Arizona. A neighborhood team called the Morgan Athletic Club bought used maroon jerseys from the University of Chicago. Their owner, Chris O'Brien, proudly declared, "That's not maroon, it's cardinal red." The name stuck. They moved from Chicago to St. Louis and finally to Arizona in 1988. But they've been the Cardinals for over a century, all thanks to some faded, secondhand jerseys. Atlanta Falcons. When Atlanta was granted a team in 1965, they held a fan contest. Many people suggested Falcons, but it was a school teacher named Julia Elliott who wrote the winning entry. She argued that the falcon is proud and dignified, with great courage and fight, and that it never drops its prey. The name captured the spirit the city wanted, and the Atlanta Falcons were born. Baltimore Ravens. This name comes from a tragedy and a poem. When the original Cleveland Browns relocated to Baltimore in 1996, the city needed a new identity. They let the fans decide in a newspaper poll. The overwhelming winner was Ravens, a direct tribute to the master of macabre poetry, Edgar Allan Poe. Poe lived, died, and is buried in Baltimore, and his most famous work, The Raven, gave the city's new team its perfect, poetic name. Buffalo Bills. The original Buffalo team in the 1940s was named the Bisons. When a new franchise arrived in 1960, the owners held a contest. The winning name, Bills, was a nod to the legendary frontiersman and showman, Buffalo Bill Cody. It was a perfect fit, connecting the team to the Wild West lore of its city's name. Carolina Panthers. When the franchise was founded in 1993, the team's name was chosen by the founder's son, Mark Richardson. He wanted a name that represented power, sleekness, and strength. He chose Panthers. He also specifically chose the color process blue, which he described as a unique and aggressive panther blue. Chicago Bears. The team began as the Decatur Staleys, named after the Staley Starch Company. When the team moved to Chicago in 1921, they played at Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs baseball team. Team owner George Halas reasoned that since football players were bigger and more powerful than baseball players, his team should be called the Bears. It was a simple, logical, and intimidating fit. Cincinnati Bengals. When Paul Brown founded the Cincinnati franchise in 1968, he paid homage to the city's football past. A previous pro team in Cincinnati from the 1930s was called the Bengals. Brown revived the name to connect his new team to the city's football history. The name itself is inspired by the rare and powerful Bengal tiger. Cleveland Browns. This is one of the few teams in all of professional sports named directly after a person. When the franchise was founded in 1945, a fan contest was held to pick the name. The most popular choice by far was the Browns, a nod to their very first head coach, the brilliant and widely respected Paul Brown. Initially, Brown was reluctant to have the team named after him, finding the honor a bit uncomfortable. He actually suggested an alternative, the Panthers. However, there was a problem. A local semi-pro football team was already called the Cleveland Panthers, and its owner held the rights to the name. Rather than get into a dispute, the organization reverted to the original fan favorite. Paul Brown accepted the decision, and the team officially became the Cleveland Browns, forever named in honor of the legendary coach who built their foundation, Dallas Cowboys. When Dallas was awarded an NFL franchise in 1960, the team's identity was almost very different. The initial name proposed was the Dallas Steers. However, the team's general manager, the legendary Tex Schramm, and the ownership group felt the name lacked the rugged, powerful image they wanted to project for a Texas football team. Their next choice was the Dallas Rangers. It was a strong name, but it ran into an immediate conflict. A local minor league baseball team already used it. Needing a unique identity, the ownership group went back to the drawing board. They ultimately settled on the Cowboys, a name that perfectly captured the iconic, world-famous cultural identity of Texas, creating one of the most recognizable brands in sports history. Denver Broncos. In 1960, Denver's new AFL team needed a name. A fan contest was held, and the winner was Broncos, a term for a wild, untamed horse of the American West. The name perfectly reflected the rugged frontier spirit of the Rocky Mountain region. Detroit Lions. When the team moved to Detroit from Portsmouth, Ohio in 1934, team owner George A. Richards wanted a name that would signal dominance. He chose Lions. His reasoning was simple. The Lions were the kings of the jungle, and he wanted his team to be the kings of the NFL, ready to take on the city's other dominant team, the Detroit Tigers of baseball, Green Bay Packers. This name comes down to a small but crucial investment. In 1919, team founder Curly Lambeau needed $500 for uniforms. He got the cash from his employer, the Indian Packing Company. In return for the money, the team was named the Packers after the meatpacking plant. The name has stuck for over a century, a testament to the team's humble, blue-collar roots. Houston Texans. After the city's original team, the Oilers, left for Tennessee, Houston was granted an expansion team in 2000. After a long process and fan voting, the ownership chose Texans. It was a simple, powerful, and direct name meant to represent the pride and spirit of the entire state of Texas. Indianapolis Colts. The team was founded in Baltimore in 1953, a city famous for its horse racing tradition, including the Preakness Stakes. A fan contest overwhelmingly chose Colts to honor the region's strong equestrian history. The name followed the team when it famously moved to Indianapolis in the middle of the night in 1984. Jacksonville Jaguars. A fan contest was held in 1991, 2 years before the city was even awarded a team. Jaguars was chosen as the winner. While jaguars aren't native to Jacksonville, the oldest living jaguar in North America resided at the Jacksonville Zoo at the time, giving the name a local connection. Kansas City Chiefs. The team began as the Dallas Texans. When owner Lamar Hunt moved the team to Kansas City in 1963, he needed a new name. The city's mayor, Harold Roe Bartle, was instrumental in making the move happen. The mayor's nickname, earned from his time as a Boy Scouts executive, was the Chief. As a tribute, Hunt named the team the Kansas City Chiefs in his honor. Las Vegas Raiders. When the team was founded in Oakland in 1960, its name was almost a punchline before they ever played a game. A local newspaper contest resulted in the name Oakland Seniors. The name was immediately and widely mocked by the public and local media, who saw it as silly and unserious. The ownership group knew they needed a change, and fast.
Within about a week, they abandoned the Seniors moniker. Looking back at the contest entries, they settled on another suggestion, the Raiders. The name evoked a tough, intimidating, and rebellious image. It was the perfect identity for a franchise that would build its legacy on a swaggering, take-no-prisoners attitude, a spirit they carry with them to Las Vegas today. Los Angeles Chargers. When the team was founded in Los Angeles in 1960, general manager Frank Leahy liked the name Chargers. Team owner Baron Hilton, who also owned the Carte Blanche credit card company, loved the name because he envisioned fans yelling "Charge" at the games, which he saw as great publicity for his brand. The name also connected to the bugle calls and charging horses at USC games, where the team originally played. Los Angeles Rams. The team was founded in Cleveland in 1936. The team's first general manager, Damon Buzz Wetzel, chose the name Rams because his favorite college football team was the Fordham Rams. The name was simple, he liked it, and it stuck, following the team from Cleveland to Los Angeles, then to St. Louis, and finally back to LA. Miami Dolphins. In 1966, a fan contest was held to name Miami's new team. Over 19,000 entries were submitted, but Dolphins was the most popular. Owner Joe Robbie said the name was chosen because the dolphin is one of the fastest and smartest creatures of the sea, a perfect image for a team in a vibrant coastal city. Minnesota Vikings. When Minnesota was awarded a franchise in 1960, the team's first general manager, Bert Rose, chose the name Vikings. The name was a tribute to the state's strong Scandinavian-American heritage and the rugged Nordic spirit. It instantly connected the team to the identity of the region it represented. New England Patriots. In 1960, a fan contest was held in Boston to name the new AFL team. 74 fans suggested Patriots, a name that celebrated the city's central role in the American Revolution. The name was chosen for its historical significance, and when the team moved to Foxborough, Massachusetts in 1971, it was renamed the New England Patriots to represent the entire region. New Orleans Saints. The city was awarded its NFL franchise on November 1st, 1966. That date happens to be All Saints' Day, a major Catholic holiday. The city of New Orleans, with its deep Catholic roots and vibrant culture, is also the birthplace of jazz, and its most famous anthem is "When the Saints Go Marching In." The name was a perfect, almost divine fit. New York Giants. The team was founded in 1925 by Tim Mara. To attract fans, he named his team after the city's popular and established Major League Baseball team, the New York Giants. The name was meant to borrow some of the baseball team's credibility and create an instant local identity. The name stuck, even after the baseball team moved to San Francisco. New York Jets. The team was originally known as the New York Titans. When new ownership took over in 1963, they wanted a modern name. The team was set to play in Shea Stadium, which is located right between LaGuardia and JFK airports. The name Jets was chosen to reflect the modern, jet-age feel of its new home, with the constant sound of airplanes overhead. Philadelphia Eagles. In 1933, Bert Bell bought the bankrupt Frankfurt Yellow Jackets. He needed a new name to signal a new era. At the time, President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal was a symbol of national recovery. Its primary logo was a blue eagle. Inspired by this symbol of hope, Bell named his team the Philadelphia Eagles, connecting them to the resilient spirit of the nation during the Great Depression. San Francisco 49ers. This name is a direct link to the city's founding identity. The name 49ers pays homage to the prospectors who flocked to Northern California during the 1849 gold rush. These were rugged, determined pioneers who built the city. The name was chosen to represent that spirit of adventure and the pursuit of fortune. Seattle Seahawks. A public naming contest in 1975 drew over 20,000 entries. The name Seahawks was chosen from the list of suggestions. A Seahawk is another name for an osprey, a powerful bird of prey found in the Pacific Northwest. The name perfectly evokes the natural beauty and fierce spirit of the region. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A 1976 fan contest resulted in the name Buccaneers. The name pays tribute to the legendary pirates like Jose Gaspar, who were rumored to have terrorized the Florida coastline in the 18th and 19th centuries. The name Buccaneers captured the adventurous and swashbuckling spirit of the Tampa Bay area. Tennessee Titans. After the Houston Oilers moved to Tennessee, they played for 2 seasons as the Tennessee Oilers. In 1999, owner Bud Adams wanted a new name to coincide with their new stadium in Nashville. He chose Titans, explaining that the name represented strength, leadership, and other heroic qualities. Nashville is also known as the Athens of the South, making the connection to the Titans of Greek mythology a perfect fit. Washington Commanders. The team has a long and complicated naming history. Originally the Boston Braves, they became the Boston Redskins, and then the Washington Redskins. After dropping the name in 2020 due to long-standing controversy, they played as the Washington football team for 2 seasons. In 2022, after a lengthy rebranding process, the team was renamed the Commanders, a name chosen to reflect the city's connection to the U.S. military and leadership. Pittsburgh Steelers. Founded in 1933, the team was originally named the Pittsburgh Pirates, just like the city's baseball team. In 1940, to establish a unique identity, owner Art Rooney held a contest to rename the team. The winning entry, Steelers, honored Pittsburgh's massive steel industry and working-class roots. The name perfectly captured the city's identity and gave the team a tough, blue-collar image that still defines it today.